Hi, and welcome to the farm. I'm Katja Williams, the Rural Mum, and today we're talking You've Married the Farmer, Now What? Our guest today is Kate Terry. She's living on a cattle station in North West Queensland. Thank you, Kate, for joining us.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for meeting with us today. Can you please start by telling me a little bit about yourself and your family?
Yeah, no worries. So my husband Sam and I live on a cattle property in far north Queensland, and we have 5 kids. And we just moved to this place at the start of the year. So before that, last year we were at his family's property, which is only a couple of hours from here. And the kids go to school in Mount Surprise in the little town near us. It's only 22 kids at the school, so it's a little school, but we're homestead here is really close to the town. So it's very, very lucky here with the location for the school, and that the kids can go to school, and it's not a huge drive for me each day. So we have 5 kids. My oldest son is 7, and then down from there to our youngest little girl is 4 months old. And so we have 3 boys and 2 girls.
And tell me more about the new station you find yourself on now.
So we Sam's managing this place for a family-owned. It's just a family-owned property, and it's 170,000 acres. So it's pretty big. Well, for us it is anyway. We've just done our first round of mustering here, and just getting used to it. It's been really good so far. And it's a breeder block, so he has it's one of the owner's breeder blocks, and they pull off their weaners and send them to sort of southwest and to the Downs country to grow them up there. So up here it's just breeder country, and it's been really good. It's sort of there's basalt country on half the place, and the other half is not so much, but there's a lot of springs and natural springs and water, and our house is sort of just up from a little creek that is still running. It's a nice part of the world.
Sounds beautiful. Before we continue the interview any further, I would like to give a shout out to today's supportive link, which is the Rural Mums Thermomix. If you're in the market for a Thermomix or you've heard more about it, please hit the like and subscribe button and send me a message. Now we'll continue on with today's interview. So Kate, can you please tell me a little bit about what your daily roles and jobs include?
So I pretty busy with the kids at school now. In the morning we try and get up as early as I can, depending on what sort of night I've had with Daisy, the little one, and get school lunches ready and kids ready for school and do the drop off. And I've got one in grade 2 prep and kindy, so for 3 days a week those 3 go, and then Percy, my kindy boy, he goes 3 days a week, so which is really nice to get that sort of time to spend with the little 2. Then drop them off, and just lots of washing and all of that. And I'd love to get out and help whenever I can as well. Like I said, we've just done the first round of mustering here, so I would drop the kids at school and go and meet everyone in the paddock and tag along mustering until it was time to pick up the kids from school. And love to get to go to ride a horse and be involved in that as well, and do baking and just making sort of smokos and that for everyone, and and just helping out Sam wherever I can on the place in general as well.
Beautiful. And you would usually help the mustering via horse or by car? You said you like the horse.
Yeah, I love to go for a ride. So if I'm away from my family to live, it's okay. They live sort of about 8 and 10 hours from me, so which has been an adjustment. So but if I can swap with Sam and he can take the kids in the buggy, and I'll I love to be on a horse, to go mastering, but a lot of the time I'm in the buggy with the little ones with me. So, but yeah, Sam's pretty good. We'll take turns at thing like that. So yeah.
Beautiful. What was the biggest surprise you found moving to the station?
I think, well, when we first moved up to this area, which is more remote than where we were living, where I grew up on a cattle property, but sort of further south. And we moved up here at the start of last year to Sam's family's property, and it's quite isolated there. And I did distance ed last year with the kids. Mac was year 1 and Bella was kindy, e-kindy. So yeah, that was a challenge last year, doing that and sort of teaching and yeah, just being a mum. And Sam was sort of contracting and not home very much at all. And yeah, just being, I think that's there's so many mums that do it, and hats off to them. It's a huge job to be like mum and trying to teach, and especially when you've got little ones as well, like toddlers, trying to keep them entertained while you're trying to prioritize school, obviously. So yeah, that was a big reason why we took this job this year, was schooling. Schooling. Yeah. So yeah.
Did you find that you beat the isolation? Was it a change in mindset? Were you able to make more personal calls more often to help with that feeling?
Yeah, I think it wasn't I think just the love of that lifestyle sort of gets you through it, and just taking that sort of hard part with all the good sides of it. But it was great, but it was just it would be hard. It was going to get harder this year as well with having a newborn and trying to teach him. We just weren't really set up for a governess either. But yeah, I think you definitely get used to it. I think and everyone, it's sort of different for everyone. I get what you would call remote for someone, wouldn't be for someone else. So yeah.
You said you came from a cattle property, so tell me a little bit about that background.
So I grew up on a cattle property. My mum and dad bought it off of my dad's parents, and we were born and raised there. Went to caught a bus sort of an hour into the local school, went to the same primary school right through, and then went to boarding school in grade 8. And so my dad still owns and lives on that place, which is sort of west of the Whitsunday, sort of Early Beach, Bowen area. So no, I've always that the lifestyle's very, it's something that I've always loved, and I love that we get to do that with our kids now.
What were the 5 biggest lessons you learned as a kid that you are able to draw on now as a mum and being on the station that you think you would teach your kids?
I think you learn. There's so many lessons that you learn. I guess growing up in the bush, and I think just the resilience of things. You just bush kids, they have to work hard from a young age, and be resilient, and they see things and have to deal with things like with animals and all sorts of things from such a young age. So I think it really just definitely teaches you that resilience and hard work, and I think all those sorts of things. I think you can draw on from being brought up in that lifestyle, and I think it's different for everyone, but just a simple life as well. You just have there's something really wholesome about growing up in that lifestyle, and in a small community and a close-knit community, and yeah.
If you had a friend or knew of someone who was moving to the land for the first time, is there any advice that you would give them?
I think just to really sort of throw yourself into it as much as you can, and give everything a go, and yeah, just keep a positive mindset on the days where it might be a bit tough, like if you are a bit isolated or away from your family, or whatever it might be. But yeah, I think that just keeping an open mind and trying to embrace it as much as you can, amongst the struggles of being a mum. And yeah, I think that would be it. Yeah.
Did anyone give you a piece of advice that really resonates with you that you use or reflect back on regularly?
I think I talk to my mum. My mum's like my, that person, my go-to person to talk to, and sort of, if I need to have a rant or anything, I speak to her. But I think, just giving it a go would be what I had been, was a piece of advice that that you just gotta give it a go. You don't know unless you try. So that would probably be it with moving, when we moved. So yeah.
Beautiful. And what were the 5 most important lessons you think you might have learnt over either your childhood or being here?
I think that, everything happens for a reason. I think definitely. I think, if something doesn't work out for you, it might seem tough at the time, but it's always opening a door to something else, and possibly something better. So that's a big lesson that I have learned in the last 12 months. Yeah, sometimes things happen in a funny way, but it all sort of works out, and you end up in a place where that's really good for you. So yeah, and I think just working hard, work hard, and just do the best that you can, and try and find a bit of balance with being a mum or a dad, and raising kids, and trying to get ahead, trying to get that balance of those two, and enjoying them while they're little.
Do you and Sam have some tips, tricks, and hacks for having 5 kids with you on the station? How do you get through each day?
It is busy. I think it's busy, but no matter how many, once you become a parent, it is always busy, isn't it? I think we just make it work, and there's not a lot of downtime, but they all just sort of, the older ones, they get along most of the time pretty good, and they are a great help with the little ones as well. And we just try and do the best we can to work as a team, and be understanding of how busy the other one is, and how much we sort of both have on our plates, and try and just be considerate of that, and just do the best we can to get through the days, and try and enjoy them as well while they're little, because the more the more you have, I think you realize that, well, the longer you're a parent, you realize how fast it goes, and just trying to enjoy those early years.
And do you have any set routines?
We're not like super structured, but we definitely have our days, sort of consist of the same sort of things, especially with schools. You've got to have routine with school, and school drop off and pick up, and just working around that, and so we try and stick to a bedtime, but it's a bit tricky at times, having so many to try and wind them down and go to bed. So but we sort of do stick to a bit of the same thing every day, but they're also flexible too. I think they've got to be with our lifestyle, and if we're out and like in the buggy, or they just fall asleep in the buggy, and just if you've got to go somewhere, then they'll just have to sleep in the car. And but definitely I think that they've got to be flexible with.
So I guess that sort of follows naturally a little bit into my next question, which is all about the balance between station life and farm life. How do you negotiate that, or is it all treated as part of the journey?
Just like the balance between being a mum and I think it just it sort of just goes hand in hand a bit. I mean, some days, when we were mustering, I was just trying to get involved in that as much as I could and help out, and because it's nice to get out and about. I think when you are a mum, mostly just at home, or if you have been a stay-at-home mum for a few years, it can get a bit tough at times, I guess. You want to just get out of the house and do something other than just the daily grind of being a mum. So I think, but then other days, you've just if the kids are sick, or you've got washing or whatever to do, you can sort of just I think that's what I love about it, is the flexibility. Well, depending on where you work or where you are, but I think it is very flexible. You can sort of just do what works best for you, and every week's different. If you've got to go to town one day, or you sort of just balance it. And I think that is it. I've been loving this year is just getting that balance of getting to get out and about and be involved in the work, and still be a mum at the same time, and have the kids around. So
In some of my other interviews and on my channel, I've quite often spoken about having a go bag, so a bag that you take down the paddock with you that's ready to go. Do you have one of those, and what's in it?
Yeah, I do have one. It's sort of I have it's just an old bag because it's so dirty. But they'll have like nappies and wipes and set of change of undies, and then I'll always be putting food in there, lots of snacks as when we are going to go somewhere, because my kids seem to eat so much, and especially if they're out and about, they're always hungry, so take lots of snacks to keep them happy.
What are the favorite snacks to pack?
They're like anything that they like, anything that I bake, cakes and slices and biscuits and stuff like that, or a zucchini slice, or they're pretty. They're all love fruit as well. Depending on we're not too far from like a IGA and Woolworths, but it's still like it's a full day trip to go to Woolies. I think it's about 220k, so it's a lot closer than what we were last year. But you still you can't just get fresh fruit as much as if you were closer. But so we have a fruit and veggie lady that does a run past here as well fortnightly, which is really lucky.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
So you just pop all that food in Tupperware containers and take it down in your go bag?
Yeah. We'll have like a little cool bag with some ice packs or something, depending how long we're going to be out for. But there's lots of food when we're mustering. Lots of cakes and everything. So between having 4 kids that eating, and Sam and I, and then there was 4 workers here as well. So things don't last very long.
Do you have a general rule on how much water you take down the paddock with you?
We as much as we can, as much as any bottles that we can find that aren't missing a lid or something. All my kids drink a lot of water as well. So just as many bottles as I can find, as anything I can find to fill up as we're going out the door. I think I need to invest in a big really big one of those really big water coolers.
Yeah. That's really good. That takes it to the end of my official questions. Kate, did you have anything else that you wanted to talk about, or any notes you may have written that would help other mums moving to the farm or to a station?
Yeah, I think that it's just a great way to live and great way to graze your kids. So I think that makes it makes the tough parts of it a lot better, you know, when you just get to see your kids growing up, you know, playing outside and you know, just going mustering, riding their horses and bikes and being bush kids. I think that makes it all worth it. So yeah, it's a great way to raise your kids.
Thank you very much, Kate, for joining us here on the farm and talking about You've Married a Farmer, Now What?